So in that book that I was, the Oracle one, he's speaking a lot about, we have a society of weak men
Yeah.
right now. But we're seeing the rise or the shift in that quite substantially, where we're moving into strong men that are, taking the lead and kind of moving, both the men are moving back into their core essence, the feminine are moving back into their core essence. For the men, because there's a shit ton of distortions that pull men away from that in our world.
Yeah.
What are the kind of things that they can look out for, start to look at, like porn being one of them? Are there any other inversions, distortions that are keeping them weak and separate from themselves?
Yeah, stop watching porn, stop drinking alcohol, stop eating sugar, start hitting the gym. If you've got toxic people around you, remove them. Stop sleeping around, stop objectifying women, get off dating apps. Stop scrolling as well, right? Like it's so easy because it's just remove things. And then we see what happens after that. Then we can start to replace that with better habits. Stop vaping. Fuck, like vaping's so bad for you, It's like we have to stop these habits. If you're like, I'll sometimes occasionally smoke organic natural tobacco, but that'll be to bring myself back into my body because tobacco is extremely grounding, right? But it's, you can still have your indulgences. If you want to have a few beers here and there, good, but stop going out and getting on cocaine and drinking and sleeping around and all that sort of stuff. Remove things. It's a process of removal first. Remove things. That's self-abuse. Turn off the television, get out into nature more. Things like that. They're really simple things. You'd be surprised that everyone's thinking they have to do something, but it's about removing something. It's about not doing something, which is more important. And so you give that over like a period of time. It's funny because when people come to me, most of the time, I don't set goals with them. And like, especially if I'm working with someone that wants to lose weight, I'm like, okay, cool. We're not going to set any weight goals because everyone goes to weight. So that's extrinsic motivation. I said to him, what we're going to do is all you're going to do is go to the gym 4 days a week. And we're going to get rid of certain foods. That's it, just to start. We're not going to set a weight limit. We're not going to set a time limit. I just want you to develop that until that becomes a habit for you. People, when I say, if we're not going to set anything, any goals, any restrictions, anything like that, how does that feel? They're like, oh, wow, that feels great. So the pressure's off. They don't feel like they have to do something. All I've got to do now is just go and develop a habit. And I say to them, even if some days you walk into the gym and you don't exercise, just going to the gym is part of that. Especially if someone's really overweight, it's like, you don't need to go in and be at your peak straight away. So it's about removing things and not setting like goals or restrictions on yourself. It's like start developing habits that are powerful to replace the old ones, but get rid of the old ones first. And people will see like the remarkable change in that once they start to remove porn, alcohol, sleeping around, objectification of women, and then your life will change. It's completely different.
What's the distortion with the dating apps?
Because it's usually used for validation, right? So there's no trust in it. And it's this age of instant gratification where I can get what I want whenever I want. And I can swipe right. Oh, I didn't like her. Swipe. I didn't like her hair. She was too tall for me. Oh, she was a bit overweight. She was just like, I'll just go next. There's no valuing the connection. And it's based on physicality rather than the connection. Like I just wait for life to bring me a woman. My current partner, Luna, I met her on the side of the road when I was on a holiday in Byron Bay. And we started speaking. And then I knew that I was meant to be with her when I first met her. That was over 2 years ago. Then I moved up to Byron Bay from Bondi Beach 2 weeks later. So that was the magic of life bringing us together. Rather than going out looking for it, which is often a distraction. I mean, some people are well-intended. This is not universal. Most of the time, people are looking for some distraction, self-validation, self-gratification, whatever it is. And it's like, just let life bring you the magic. Dating apps have only been around for 10 years, been meeting people other ways for, millennia. Let life bring you into you, like trust, open up to that. Because it's another form of objectification. It's another form of like, okay, cool. Well, he looks good or she looks good, but I'm basing it on like a short bio. I mean, I haven't been on one, so I don't really know, but I can picture it. And a short bio and, what they look like. And some people get professional photos and all this other stuff. And it's like, it's a game. It's a game. And it sort of, for me, it feels like it's very inauthentic for a lot of people. And so if I'm meant to be alone, life will leave me alone until someone's ready to come in to present me with an opportunity to learn. That's the way that I look at that scene. I don't see relationships as as a thing to get anything. I see them as containers for healing. And so when I look at them for containers of healing, rather than my partner's the source of love for me, I get caught up in codependency. Whereas if I go, cool, this is a source of healing. We're going through something. Let's work on this together as a team and enjoy the fun of it on the outside. Most people get it twisted. Relationships are for healing. They're not for you to get love and to get security and satisfaction. They're for healing. And once you see that, it becomes very different.
That letting life bring the person to you felt like that, the synchronicities, and just allowing the universe to weave its web however it wants to show up. It's that big unknown we can't control.
Yeah, and people try to control it. Yeah, you can't control it. You can just waste your energy trying to control your feeling to the fact that you can't control it. And then you superimpose it onto the force that created you. Like, good luck winning that.